Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I go by Nadimi on the internet and this is my crafty space. Hi, hello and welcome everybody. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the square knot bracelet, as you guys can see right here. Now I will be going over how to make the loop at the top, the bracelet itself, and then the twisted ties at the end. And all of the timestamps for all of that will be in the description box down below. Now, this bracelet took me about an hour to make, but of course that depends on your skill level. So let's get right on into making the bracelet. Okay guys, so these are all of the materials you guys are going to need. So to start off, you're going to need some sort of cord or embroidery floss. I'm going to be using embroidery floss because I don't have any cords on hand. But yeah, that's what you're going to need. Now you're going to need to have 3 meters in total. So what I mean by that is, to make the bracelet you're gonna need to have some sort of inside, which is the dark blue in this case, and then you're also going to need to have some sort of outside, which is the light blue in this bracelet's case. So I'm going to be doing this with 2 colors to show you guys how it looks on screen, so you'll be able to differentiate between them. But you can also use 1 color for all of these. So you're gonna need to have at least 3 meters. So 1 meter for the inside and then 2 meters for the outside. And then you're also going to need to have some tape or a clipboard. Now I'm going to be using some tape and taping the bracelet down to my surface, but you can also use a clipboard and make your bracelet onto that, whatever you prefer. And then you're also going to need some scissors to cut your embroidery floss or the cord you're using. And also something I would recommend, but you don't have to have, is a ruler. Now I find it's always handy to have a ruler on hand because it just helps you measure out your bracelet and to see how long you've made it. And yeah, that's it. So let's get into the tutorial. So let's start off by cutting our strings. So I have these 2 colors right here. Now you can also use 1 color for this, but I'm going to just be using 2 to demonstrate the bracelet itself. So, to start cutting out our strings, we're going to need to have 1 meter of the inside, which in this bracelet's case right here is the dark blue. So I'm going to be doing that with my pink. And then you're going to need to have 2 meters of the light blue as shown on this bracelet right here. So I'm going to be cutting out both of my strings. Of course, if you only have 1 color, you can just cut out 1 meter and then cut out another strand of 2 meters as well. So I'm just going to be cutting out those 2 lengths out of my string, and then I'm going to come back here and show you guys what the next step is. Okay, so I have cut both of my strings to their respected lengths. So the pink in my case has been cut to 1 meter, and the purple in my case has been cut to 2 meters. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both of their ends. So I'm going to take both the pink ends and fold it in half, and I'm going to do the same thing for the purple. And I'm going to just fold that in half as well, like that. And I'm going to find the middle for both of them. So here is my middle, and I'm just going to put the middles together like this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie an overhead knot between the 2 of these. And what I like to do is I just like to place my finger in there and kind of tighten it onto that like that. So I get a nice loop at the top, like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my loop down on the table, and I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm just going to tape it down. Okay, so after I have taped my loop down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate between my pinks and my purples. So I'm going to put 1 purple strand on that side and another one on the right side like that. So 1 on the left, 1 on the right, and I'm going to leave my pink strings in the middle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of tape right here, and I find this helps when making the pattern, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tape it down here at the bottom. Now make sure when you tape it down that your strings are lying straight like this. See that they're not twisted, so they just want to be kind of straight. And make sure you don't tape them, don't have the strings be pulled too tight. Make sure they you have a bit of room underneath. Now, to make the pattern, what you're going to do is you're going to take your left string and you're going to make a 4 over the pink strings in the middle. And then you're going to take your right string and you're going to put it over the other purple string, like that. So it looks like a 4. And now for the trickiest part, you're going to take the edge of your string, this one, and you're going to place it under the pink string and into that loop right there, like that. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to pull the strings. And you can see it has made a knot. And what you want to do is you're just going to pull it to the top of your string, like that. Like that. And now what you can see is you have a little notch right there at the top. So now what you're going to do, since you have that notch on the right side, what you're going to do is you're going to take your right string this time, and you're going to do a backwards 4 over that pink string. And then you're going to take your left string and you're going to place it over that string right here made by that 4. And then again, you're going to take the end right here of your purple string that is on the side, this one, the left one. And then you're going to put that end under the pink string and then through the loop. And then you're going to pull that tight. Okay, so I'm going to show this again. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your left string and you're going to make a 4 over that pink string right there in the middle. And then you're going to take your right string and you're going to place it over that 4 that you just made with the purple string. And then what you're going to do is you're going to find that edge of that right string and you're going to place it under the pink string and through the loop that you made with the other purple string. And then you're going to pull that nice and tight. So now we're going to start with our right string and we're going to do a backwards 4 over that pink string. And then we're going to take our left string and we're going to place it over that 4 right here. And then we're going to take the edge of that left string right here. And we're going to place it under the pink string and through that loop that has been formed. Like that. And then we're going to just pull it through. Now notice that a little notch has been formed right here on the left side. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to repeat those rows again. So we're going to do a 4 with our left string. And then we're going to take our right string and put it on top of that left string right here. And then we're going to take the edge of our right string and we're going to take that under the pink string and through that 4. Through the loop right there that has been formed by the 4. And then we're just going to pull that tight. And you can see that there has been a notch that has formed right there on the right side. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our right string and we're going to make a backwards 4 over the pink string. And then we're going to take our left string and we're going to place it over that 4 that has been formed. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the edge of our left string and we're going to put it under and through the loop on the other side. And then we're going to pull that tight. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to continue these same rows again and again until we reach 6 inches or 15 centimeters. And then when you reach that length, you're going to join me back here and I'm going to show you guys how to finish off the bracelet. And so I have just finished making my bracelet and I have made it to about 6 inches or 15 centimeters. Now, I forgot to mention that when you are measuring this, you need to include the loop in your measurement. So you basically put that up to the top and then you can see that it's about 6 inches right here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tie an overhead knot right here down at the bottom to make sure that our ends don't fray. And now something I like to do is I just pull on the strands individually to just make sure that they're all tight in the knot. And what we're going to do is we're going to do our twisted ties at the end, So to do your twisted ties, what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of tape and we're just going to tape this down to the table or just put it on your clipboard. And the way I'm going to do my twisted ties is I'm going to do one color of each and you want to have 2 ties at the end. So I'm just going to make 2 sections and in both in both sections, there's going to be one pink and one purple. Now, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to twist them both to the same side. So I'm twisting them to the left, and then between them, I'm going to just twist them to the right while I'm still twisting to the left. So I'm twisting to the left, and then I'm just twisting them over each other. And I just keep twisting while I'm doing this both ways until you reach the length you want your ties to be. Okay, so now that I have finished my first tie, I'm going to just do the exact same thing on the other side. Now, for reference, I made mine to about 4 inches, which is about 11 centimeters. So I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side, and then I'm just going to cut off the ends right here. And then you'll basically be finished your bracelet. So guys, yeah, that is it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do give this video a big thumbs up. And if you like this type of content, please do consider subscribing. I hope you guys have a good day, and bye guys!